It's the
Yes,
No
sir.
Box Sports Podcast, brought to you by No Box Entertainment. And y'all already know what we do. This is season 2, episode number 22. And in case you didn't know, I'm one of your hosts, Uncle Doug.
And I'm the original CP3.
The original CP3. And you better not ever forget it. And yet we are. Here we meet again at the table to discuss what we call Philadelphia sports.
Yes.
Yeah, we are Super Bowl champions.
That's
Just in
right.
case you thought it was a dream or
That's right.
ain't adjust to that reality all the way, we are still your Super Bowl champions, NFL champions. So you make sure they addressing you that way whenever you greet somebody. And
That's
they not
right.
from
That's
this
right.
city.
That's right. Yo, I'm still I mean, I'm not gonna lie. There's still times when I'm like, yo,
Just
yeah,
wake up.
actually the chant, like they actually gotta talk to us as champions. Like they actually gonna start the season talking about it's your Super Bowl, your NFL champions,
Yeah.
Super Bowl champs, Eagles. Like that's how we are for the next 17 games.
That's the energy. That's the energy we in. The Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, man. And we looking to add more, but in a salute of in the pursuit of adding more, you gotta kind of, reshuffle that team. You gotta get rid of some pieces.
Yeah.
You gotta add some pieces. And so far, we lost some pieces. Some will say some key pieces. Let's just run down the list real quick. Most recently, we lost Mekhi Beckham, who was our starting right guard, who was just a boulder block in that run, game, and held solid in the pass game. There was a lot of speculation of what we was going to do with him, but he went ahead and signed a deal with the LA Chargers, got himself a bag.
Yeah.
We kind of knew that was coming based on what we've been doing so far.
Right.
We haven't got that much money to go around. So salute to Mekhi for coming through for 1 year and having the best year of your career, literally, and enjoying the fruits of your labor now out there in that LA weather. Don't be wearing no blue or no red in places you don't know, please. You know how they do out there in LA. Then we lost Josh Sweat.
Arizona. Yeah.
Lost Josh Sweat, man. No more of that type of celebrations. He went to the Arizona, playing for the Arizona Cardinals, got himself a deal. We also lost Milton Williams. He went up there to New England. Not the Bill Belichick or Tom Brady New England. It's the new era New England.
Right.
And I've seen a report that says he is the highest paid salary Patriots player in franchise history with his current deal. Meaning he getting the most per year as any one player. So they paying people up there in New England that ain't quarterbacks now. Apparently, they used to not pay anybody, and that's crazy considering the fact that Tom Brady played for them. So to have Milton Williams be the highest paid player right now is crazy. But yeah, shout out to Milton Williams. He was a Philly kid. Played for Philly, got a championship here. Get your money, good brother. Get your money.
Right. We couldn't afford it, man. I mean, that would have been a great one to keep, just like the Mekhi Becton one would have been great, but we just can't keep everybody. Like you said earlier, you got to make some moves.
You can't have it all. That's what they say.
Right.
They also say you can't have your cake and eat it too, which is a dumb saying in my opinion, but we ain't gonna get on that right now. Because why else would I want the cake? Why else would I want the cake? I'm gonna eat it eventually.
Yeah.
We lost Slay also, Darius Slay. He don't like when people call him Darius. He be like, just Slay. But he went up there to Pittsburgh, signed the deal to Pittsburgh. He's going to rock out for them the last 2 years of his career. Shout out to Slay, did his job here. No hard feelings there. So yeah, we just named some key pieces that left the bird nest, and salute the service to them.
One more. The biggest one for me that was a surprise. I was going to say Mekhi Becton, but actually I keep forgetting about this. We traded CJ
Oh, you're right about that.
And that was actually what made me not think that Mekhi was coming back, because when they traded CJ for a guard, it's like, okay, writing's on the wall.
Right.
And they coming back. Sure enough.
We did trade him. Let me not forget CJ
Yeah.
Polarizing player. Got
Yeah.
traded to the Houston Texans, and like the original CP3 said, we got that guard back, which kind of told us we wasn't gonna keep Beckton. So hopefully, I don't know the guard name. I know his last name is Green.
Right.
So I hope he can come in here and do his thing. So we lost some key pieces, man. Becton, Sweat, Williams, Slade, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. So we lost some key pieces, man. But you know, that's the past. We can't really focus on the past.
Nope.
You know, we like to move forward. And we putting some more birds inside the nest. We adding some more players to tool up for possibly a back-to-back run, man. So let's just go through these acquisitions we done board in and welcome these new Eagles to the nest like we supposed to. Now, all of these players are on 1-year deals. I want to put an emphasis on that. Howie is doing this thing, his wizardry, you know, to make the cat work with all these big players we're going to have to pay coming up, and we already paid. So let's just run down the list real quick to see. We ain't going to name everybody. We're going to name the noteworthy pieces. So the first one we're going to talk about is Adoree Jackson, cornerback from, I think he came out of USC. I know he was highly touted out of UFC, got drafted to the Titans, traded to the Giants maybe 2 years ago.
We needed somebody. Well, I mean, it's like we're still trying to that side of the ball, or cornerback position, should I say, is definitely one that we trying to figure out. And probably won't figure that out till preseason come. But it's good to have some good pieces to possibly see who can be the other guy on the other side across from Quinyon. You know what I mean? On the other side, because Quinyon's a number one now. Quinyon's number one.
For certain, for sure, locked and loaded number one. That's also somebody's on this podcast favorite player. We're not gonna say who. But judging by the smile, you probably can guess it. So we did add Adoree Jackson. I think it's a solid signing. It's not like we're done. We don't got to look no more. I still want Howard to be active in free agency through trades, but that's a great depth piece, along with adding a young piece in the draft and maybe making a move on draft night to bring one more piece in here. And I think, you got Ringo in the background developing also, which we hearing a lot out of the Eagles camp that they really like him. So we getting there. This is just the beginning.
Right.
Just kicked off free agency, so it's not the whole picture yet, but I like what's happening so far with Adoree Jackson. The next free agent we signed, A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon, a backup running back for the Green Bay Packers. He backed up Aaron Jones the last 2 years, and he backed up Josh Jacobs last year. They call him Quadzilla, because he got those Saquon legs, and he's known for his squatting. There's rumors out there he got a BBL. I'm not sure. But A.J. Dillon should be a great piece to come in this offense and back up Saquon Barkley. You got to protect Saquon Barkley. It's rumors. I don't like talking about what the streets say all the time, but I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
But I did learn that he was out for like most, if not all, of the last season. So like that part is a little bit of a concern. But if he's back to where he was before he was out, like I definitely like that pickup in regards to, when Saquon is out, you got somebody else that can be a bruising back because, this past season, Saquon and you got Gainwell and Shipley and they're those two guys are not necessarily considered bruising backs. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so it's good to have somebody that, okay, when Saquon takes a blow, you got somebody that's going back that can still keep hitting the hole. So I mean, it's
a good signing. It's an underrated signing. It's not something that I expected. But when you think of A.J. Dillon just as a name, I definitely think he's a better running back than Gainwell. Even though I love Gainwell, he's a better running back than Shipley at this point. So adding him behind Saquon, so we don't got to ride Saquon until the wheels fall off. Another pause. But yeah, I think it's a good sign. It's a good depth piece, and I think it'll pay dividends because we got very, very lucky with Saquon and his health this year. I mean, we want to get lucky again, but you can't just assume it's going to always go like that. So having that depth there, I think is great. I
And
think
to your point, we don't even want him. We don't even want to do, like you said, we got lucky, but we don't want to do the same thing this year coming that we did last year with Saquon. Like we don't want to have him even have that many carries. I don't know what the number we want, but I know it's way less than what we did this past season. So
facts. The goal is to make it to the end of the season healthy. Our key pieces and AJ Dillon gives us a great chance to do that if he comes in and get his body together and contribute. So shout out to the Howie for that move. That was the running back AJ Dillon. The next piece we're gonna go let's talk about is Aziz Jewelry. Ojulari. I mean, I know I messed up your name, brother, but come on. Your last name not Williams. It ain't Dillon. It ain't Jackson. So come on, brother. You've been dealing with this a long time. Ojulari, Aziz Ojulari, who is a DN from the New York Giants. What's going on with the New York Giants connection, man? How you feel about this one?
Hey, I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I think he had 7 sacks this past season. So I mean, he had more sacks than Bryce Huff. So we still wait for Bryce Huff to get a sack, ain't we? So I mean, man, we didn't have to trade for this guy. We signed him for a free agent. So yeah, and like you said, 1-year deal. So it's we'll see what happens. But I'm more encouraged with him than Bryce Huff, who we already had on the team. We still got on the team. He's still there.
Good underrated move. Yeah. In the division, he's shown he can get after the passer with limited minutes. We're gonna add him to the rotation. We lost Sweat. So we added a piece there. So it can't hurt. It can't hurt you coming over here with 7 sacks. Philly to New York is not that much of a, transition. And, judging by the past, our New York signings have came over here and they paid dividends. Saquon Barkley, going back to James Bradbury. We got success when it comes to New York Giants signings.
I wasn't going to mention that guy's name, but I was trying to be good because I've been trashing him.
He played for the Giants, bro. We got him from the Giants. I mean, what you want me to do? We got him from the Giants. So yeah, he coming over here to add depth. So shout out to Aziz. I'll let you say his last name.
If I'm saying it right. Ojulari, I believe.
Ojulari. Shout out to you, good brother. That's a DM we added. And the last piece we're gonna talk about is Josh Uche, another DN we added, but this time from New England. So we actually added 2 DNs to the rotation to kind of like piece together with Sweat left behind. So Josh Uche, I think he had like I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I think he had close to a double-digit sack season. Not last year, but the year before that. Right. I think he showed some potential getting after the quarterback. And it's an underrated, low-risk Howie type of move where he could come in and contribute and get in that rotation with Nolan Smith. The guy, Pierce, know how to pronounce his name.
He doubled Bryce Huff's sack total, so we good either way. Even if it was last 2 seasons ago, it's still double Bryce Huff.
Bryce Huff is in danger of getting cut. I ain't going to lie to you. With these 2 guys getting added to the roster, Smith coming on, you got Jalix Hunt coming on. I'm pretty sure they probably, add somebody else through free agency. Huff, you in danger of getting cut, bro. You better come into camp ready to rock and roll, yo. So we added 2 DNs, which was a concern. We lost some pieces on the D line. We gave Saquon some depth at running back, and we added a cornerback, which was a concern because we lost some cornerbacks. So Howie, purposeful moves early on in free agency. Salute to you, and Howie we trust. We will not question how you're moving at this point at all. I'm happy with the signings personally.
Right.
I didn't look at one signing that broke and was like, why would we do that? It's none of that going on here. So we building, and we getting closer to that point to where we're going to see all these guys on the field. So for right now, that's all the Eagles we're going to highlight that came to the nest. Welcome to the Philadelphia Eagles. Just the most truest sports fan city that you can be in America. We're going to keep it real with you. We're going to show you all the love as long as you're out there giving the effort and doing what you paid to do.
Right.
Just don't do what Josh Huff did. Come in here, earn your keep, play hard, Get to the quarterback, and we're gonna rock with you. So salute to the new Eagles. Salute to the Eagles that's going to join us shortly through free agency, man.
Let me ask you a quick question to add. We ain't talked about pre, but let me ask you this. I've heard that they thinking about trying to trade Dallas Goedert. Would you be okay with that?
If we can get back a piece that can help, yes, I would.
Okay.
Although I do feel like Dallas Goedert could be a top 5 tight end in the NFL, has that type of talent since he's hit the league. Our system don't necessarily utilize the tight end
Right.
that heavily. We could
Right.
kind of plug and play tight ends in our offense. You've seen Calcaterra come in here and have success. It's kind of like we don't need a superstar guy there. We need a guy that's dependable there.
Gotcha.
And Dallas, I think he deserves to get paid like a superstar, and I think he's gonna want to get paid like a superstar. And I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that here. So if we could do it respectable and get a piece back, I'm all for it. I'm not too attached to Dallas just because his first name Dallas.
Right. Gotcha.
Cool. What you think about that though?
I mean, I've heard. I was reminded about the injuries too. That's the other thing.
Every season,
last 2-3 seasons, man, he has never played like a full season for us. So that's the other thing I keep in mind is that you asking for a bunch of money, like you just said, but are you dependable? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like if we can get it, even if they can get a good deal, which you're not going to because money talks and stuff like that. I'd be great for him to stay if we could get be able to do it financially, but
right.
He's definitely not. You said top 5. Like, I mean, we're not paying him top 5. Not for the fact he ain't defending. Nah, I can't do that.
Nah.
Trade him if we can trade him. Trade him. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, Dallas. We fool with you, but when it comes down to the business of football, we all know what that is.
Yeah.
So hopefully he's Eagle.
Hey, we still respect. We still like Zach Ertz, and we traded him, didn't we? But Zach Ertz, when he coming, like it's Zach Ertz, he won us a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And when he played, he balled. We still love Zach Ertz, and we still got love for Goddard. It's just,
And I remember that touchdown you had versus Green Bay in the playoffs. Well, that was hot. When you drag the ball to the end zone with you, that play
going to be. He stepped on him twice, I think, right? Yeah.
That play going on the highlight reel this year. Salute to Dallas Goedert. Hope you can stay one more year and then figure it out next year. But we trade him, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. So we talked about the Eagles that's, landing in the nest for the first season with us. And we're excited about that. But we got to look on the flip side of the coin and look at one Eagle that we're losing that is of importance to us, man. Of great importance to us, man. Been around for a long time. Some might say he is the longest tenured Eagle ever, and they wouldn't be lying. We are saying farewell to our guy, Brandon Graham, who is retiring an Eagle, man. Let's go ahead and get it into it. Brandon Graham, forever Eagle. First of all, before I even get into this, we do got to give Brandon Graham a hand clap because it's deserved, man. Shout out to Brandon Graham. Sorry, I mean he said he had enough. He tired of being an Eagle. He tired of winning Super Bowls. He said he gonna rest his body, go be a deacon at a church, enjoy his family. But shout out to the boy 55, Brandon Graham, man.
Right.
I remember we drafted Brandon Graham way back in the day. About 16 seasons ago we drafted him. And I, a lot of people thought certain things about the pick, and then he came in and he got hurt the first year. He was a slow starter to be a producer as a Philadelphia Eagles. But, I say about year 3, he started to come on and, it's kind of been a trajectory up ever since. Made some of the biggest plays and the biggest moments in the franchise history. A class act guy, a locker room guy, always saying, he did say one wrong thing this season when he put Jalen and AJ business out there. But other than that, this guy is and then I ain't even gonna say that was the wrong thing because it might have led to them having to patch up what they were just ignoring.
I feel like it's gonna be brought up in that you know how they do that football, the Super Bowl champs, what's it called? Football. Oh my gosh. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
America's game
America's
when you
team
talk about us.
football life.
Yeah, they gotta talk. Yeah, I mean that was part of it. Like I feel like that should be mentioned, but it did catapult us. It did help us.
It did.
So,
It did. But let's just run it down real quick. Played 15 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles.
And also, sorry,
go ahead. Played 15 seasons with the Philadelphia Eagles. 206 regular season games played, most in franchise history. 2-time Super Bowl champion. One of 3 players to only have 2 Super Bowl rings in our franchise. Can you guess the other 2?
That had 2 Super Bowl rings in our franchise?
Yeah.
I would say Lane Johnson.
Ding, ding, ding.
And I say Jake Elliott.
Jake Elliott was the sleeper. Y'all ain't know that out there. Y'all was trying to think like who was on it? It's Jake Elliott. J.E., y'all. Even he might be on his way out too.
Let me add there's another one. The long snapper. I think Lovato. Wasn't he in both?
I don't know. I don't even think he knows.
Don't forget the long snapper. It's very important.
Only person who knows that is
but
him and his family. Right? You know, our little brother was, if he was.
Lane Johnson and Jake Elliott, definitely. Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man, right? I mean, for some reason, for a while, I had to look it up. I thought Jordan Mailata was part of that Super Bowl, and I was like, oh no, he was the year after. Yeah.
He was in rugby tackling people the other way. He was overseas with it. So 2-time Super Bowl champion, and then 76.5 regular season sacks. I mean, 73rd in franchise history, man. That's Brandon Graham, man. Brandon Graham. What's your thoughts on Brandon Graham legacy as an Eagle?
Well, I mean, it feels like, well, first of all, the game before he got hurt of this season, the dude had multiple sacks in the game against the Rams. He still was balling. He still had a great season, all things considered, you know what I mean, in this last season. So he definitely still showed, he was actually playing at one point. It felt like he was playing better than the other guys, the other guys at that position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you say, he was a great leader. He kind of wished he could have played one more season, but it's I'm glad that he's leaving out. I mean, he's the one that got one of the biggest plays in our first Super Bowl. Nobody, if nothing else, he's the one. I mean, we needed a turnover. It was really that kind of tight of a game against the Patriots in 2017, and we needed a turnover. And when we needed it most, we really did need that. When you want to talk about an opportune time for a turnover, it was getting nervous. A lot of us as fans were getting nervous. Is Tom Brady gonna make this crazy comeback? And then he does what he does. It's
strip sack.
Sack. So clutch. I mean, and the guy just multiple digit sacks. You know what I mean? Back-to-back seasons, he just it's great, man.
Aged like fine wine. Great Eagle. Most seasons in franchise history, most games played in franchise history. I got nothing but good things to say about Brandon Graham. I actually met Brandon Graham in person one time. We was in a barbershop together. Real cool guy, man. Real cool guy. He always had a sharp line, too. If you notice Brandon Graham, he always had a sharp line. He got that good hairline.
You never see that dude not smiling either. You know what I'm saying? It's probably weird to see that dude not smiling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just know he's gonna open the church. I just know we about to see him preaching up there, and then the collection plate is gonna be a lot of green dollars in that collection plate. But whatever you do on this side of your career, I don't know how old you are, Brandon Graham. I'm gonna assume you're around 36, 37.
Yeah, 36. He's 36.
Yeah, 36, 37. So enjoy the life, man. Enjoy putting your feet up, watching the Eagles. Talk to Fletcher Cox. Let see how he adjusting. But shout out to Brandon Graham, man, the Eagles legend. Somebody, that when we speak of him in Eagle Circle, he gonna get the utmost respect. So salute from the No Box Sports Podcast. Salute from Uncle Doug. And the original CP3, even though he didn't want you to come back and play in the Super Bowl.
Hey man, whatever. I didn't. But honestly, okay. First of all, I wasn't fully wrong on that. I mean, he made a few plays. Like, I mean, he played a few snaps, and he did make a play or two. But I didn't want him to take away, which he didn't. They actually figured out a way, and I give again, just kudos to this whole team how they figured out a way to not affect the dudes that were balling in his absence and how great they were, like Nolan Smith, but figured out also a way to kind of implement him in the game when he was ready. And he actually did do what he does. I mean, you know, to what you're saying, he got in that Super Bowl and sort of made his presence felt. Like, yes, he didn't get in. I don't think he got any sacks or whatever, but he definitely put some pressures on. Like, he just does what he does, man. Brandon Graham, just
blue collar, show up, dependable. Salute to Brandon Graham, man. Utmost respect from us. Enjoy retirement. Good brother. Is he a Hall of Fame candidate? Kind of like a bonus topic we throwing in there off the
like,
but
definitely Eagles Hall of Fame. Definitely Eagles
no
Hall
question
of Fame.
about it. No question
like,
about it.
Honestly, I don't even know if I want to see anybody with that number. You know what I'm saying? Might even want to say like keep 55. That's nobody else should have that number. You know what I mean? Yeah. But as an NFL, I definitely don't think he's first ballot. But could he possibly? I mean, could he possibly get in there? Maybe, you know, with the senior.
I think he had 2 Pro Bowl seasons. I think he had two, maybe 3.
Jason Kelce getting in there with one
Pro Bowl season.
No, 1 Super Bowl.
1 Super Bowl. Okay.
This Bowl got 2. So
yeah. I agree with you. I don't know if he's first ballot. You know, 76 sacks. That's a good number. The longevity, he has it. The Super Bowl rings, he has it. The stats is like, you know, it's respectable stats. Right. You pay the politics right. I think he can get into the Hall of Fame. Definitely not first ballot. You mentioned Jason Kelce. Jason Kelce was considered one of the best centers in the league for, I'm going to say, over 5 years, 5-6 years straight. So I don't think we ever looked at Brandon Graham like he was the best DN in the league.
Fair.
Sometimes not on the team, but you know, the consistency says something. So I think he could, you know, if he shake the right hands, angle himself right, I think he could go ahead and sneak into that Hall of Fame on the second or third ballot. Man, I wouldn't be mad at it at all.
Got you. So, I mean, yeah, I ain't gonna argue with it.
Put him in the Hall of Fame, damn it.
Definitely Eagles Hall of Fame. He's definitely
that's without question. And shout out to my man G, who is the only person in life I know with a Brandon Graham jersey. We was away. Where was we at? We was somewhere out of town, and we all had on our Eagle stuff. And he put on this jersey. I'm like, dog, you got a Brandon Graham jersey? I ain't never seen nobody with a Brandon Graham. And he was like, yeah, man, that's my man. He's the most dependable Eagle ever. And I was just laughing, but I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact, man. Somebody buy more Brandon Graham jerseys. I want to see them around the city. I know that 55 don't look that good on the chest, but you know, we could wear it for Brandon Graham. Shout out to Brandon Graham.
It's tough buying a current jersey for a player and hoping that they play the whole time with that team. That you ain't gotta like, you know, that looks like it's old. So like Brandon, his jersey is one of the more relevant ones. Him and the Jason Kelce jersey, like, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen with Jalen Hurts' career with us. We don't know what's going to happen with AJ. You know, you heard people trying to talk about trading AJ for like the last couple of years and stuff like that. You just don't know. So it's definitely a testament to that Brandon Graham was able to play all his whole career with us and actually end his career on a high note and at a high level. You know what I mean?
Unheard of, man. Unheard of. Salute to the guy, Brandon Graham, man. Salute to the guy, Brandon Graham. And in case y'all didn't know, y'all are watching the No Box Sports Podcast, brought to you by No Box Entertainment. This is season 2, episode 22. And I'm one of your hosts, Uncle Dud.
And I'm the original CP3.
And don't forget to go like, share, subscribe, and comment. Interact with us, man, because we do this for the people. But we're going to keep moving right along. We got something a little different. We're going to give y'all some Eagles trivia this week. We're going to see how locked in y'all are. Don't cheat either. When I put this question up here, I want y'all to type y'all answer down there below in the comments and tell me what y'all thought it was. But I'm going to go ahead and pop it on the question. I know the answer, obviously, but CP3, he's not prepared for this. So we're going to go ahead and pop this on the screen. And wasn't going to tell y'all, but I'm going to just go ahead and tell y'all. If you type the correct answer below, Original CP3 going to buy you lunch. Let's go ahead.
Whoa.
Let's go ahead and roll this Eagles trivia out. Eagles
that
trivia
is not
question.
accurate.
He said you would not be eating on him. Eagles trivia question. Name the only 2 players, that's supposed to be an S right there, act like you see it, to catch 500 plus career passes for the Eagles. There's only 2 players in the history of the Eagles to catch 500 career passes. Can you name them as an Eagles fan?
500.
500. That's a good amount. So this would have to be a player that was with the Eagles for a few seasons at least. I would say at least 5 seasons if you're going to catch 500 passes, maybe more.
So
that should cut out a lot of people from the rip.
Is one of them Brian Westbrook?
No, one of them is not Brian Westbrook. Brian Westbrook, one of the greatest Eagles running backs in Eagles
he did
history.
A lot of screen passes. They don't count.
He did. Not 500 of them, though. That would have been crazy.
I feel like he had more screen passes than he had actually what you call handoffs. But
he would have to be catching 90 balls a year to do that.
Andy Reid did screen passes like handoffs. I'm just saying, my bad. Yeah. Howard Carmichael? Harold
Carmichael is one of the answers. That is correct.
Harold Carmichael.
We see that throwback jersey all around the city. He is one of the Eagles. And Zach Ertz, both of them. That is the correct answer. Harold Carmichael and Zach Ertz, CP3 coming through with the Eagles knowledge, man. So you're not an new Eagles fan, huh?
Nah, man.
Go ahead and give it up for the people who got it right in original CP3. Go ahead, give it up. Yeah. We're going to start throwing in some trivia questions when we come on here now, since we kind of like in the off season, just to mix things up a little bit. But if you got that right, shout out to you. Send original CP3 your Cash App, and he going.
Yeah, good luck with that.
He said views of Uncle Doug.
You might get a request.
The views of Uncle Doug is not the views of this whole podcast.
Exactly.
Have me, y'all sending me them Cash Apps, because y'all will not eat messing with me. Y'all be eating ear sandwiches. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Eagles fans. That's our first edition of the trivia. And for real, if you have the answer and you had it before the answer was put on the screen, let us know down there in the comments. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Yeah. So we got to transition into a part of the show that nobody really looks forward to at this point. No one. We got to talk about that team. If you want to call them that, they go by the name of the Philadelphia 76ers. He's still repping. He is still repping. We are, it's almost over. It's almost over. That's what I can say. And we just go ahead and throw this up there. We 23-46. Rough season. Next game at San Antonio Spurs. Currently, we hold the 5th worst record in the NBA, which is good, because that means we will keep our pick if we finish at the 6th worst record or below. So as long as we don't go too much higher, we can either go worse than that.
Tank.
Little tank. That's what we on right now. And it's not much positive to talk about the 76ers, and we're not going to sit up here and act like there is. I mean, we don't even really want to talk about them, but we're going to talk about them for y'all, because that's one of the major teams in the city, and that's one of the most active teams. The Flyers ain't making the playoffs, and we don't really watch hockey like that, and the Phillies about to get started. But the
March 27th.
76ers, March 27th, opening
Let's
day
go.
for the Phillies. I know y'all excited about that. But let's get into this team, the 76ers. We're going to pick a segment called
Trash.
Trash or Stash. 76ers edition. This is where we're going to pick whether or not we want to bring certain players back for next season, because this season is done. Right now, these players is just auditioning for next season, basically. And we seeing some good things, we seeing some bad things. So we're just gonna go ahead and walk through the roster real quick. Not the whole roster, but the pieces, that's debatable. We know we got the MBs coming back, the Maxis, the Paul Georges. But let's just walk through, some of the players on the roster and tell me what you think. Is we trashing them or is we stashing them? We're gonna start with this guy, Gershon Yabusele. Came over from Europe on a 1-year deal, playing real well for the Sixers. I think he got number 28, one of the craziest numbers I've ever seen. Power forward, husky guy, remind me of myself about it, went to the NBA. What we doing with him, man? Trash or stash?
I feel like stash. I like Yabusele, man. I like Yabusele. It's just that the problem is that they didn't expect Embiid to be hurt. They also, you're not really trying to depend on Drummond. Like, he's not a center. Yabusele's not a center. He needs to stick to his power forward. Every time they try to play him as center, it's like giving up a whole bunch on defense, and you're expecting too much from him as center. Like, just keep him at power forward.
Yeah, he reminds me of that power forward that was around in the 90s, the real husky, brute power forward, but he has skill.
Right.
I mean, he can shoot the three, he can dribble, he can play make. So I like Yabusele a lot. I'm definitely going to choose to stash him. I think he'll be a great piece to a team that's ready to win. And hopefully we're ready to win next year. So we're going to go ahead and stash the bull, Yabusele. Let's move on to local guy. Local guy came up in the city, went to Infotech Charter, made the roster. Wasn't really on the radar as somebody to look out for this year, but Nick Nurse liked him. He played his way into the rotation, played well as a starter. We're going to talk about Justin Edwards, man. Justin Edwards. We trashing or are we stashing?
I feel like we're stashing.
Stashing.
Yeah. I like that. I definitely like him better than maybe a name that you may say a little later, but
don't say it yet.
Okay, but yes, I like, since he's been in the games and playing, he's been a nice piece, nice addition, nice person to watch play in the trash season. And stash, man. He just needs, but he's not a starter.
Right. Not at this point. Yeah. I think he's a great piece to have in your system. I think he showed the game is not too big for him. He hit big shots.
Right.
His body looks like he's getting stronger. He shoots the three without any hesitation. I think that's a piece you want to have around superstars. So I'm definitely choosing to stash the youngin from the city. You hear me? Stash the boy Justin Edwards. So we agree. We 2 for 2. We are 2 for 2. Let's go to Quentin Grimes, a piece we got from Dallas in February in the trade. Some people been calling this guy Grimes Jordan. Like some people been balling the last. He almost won a couple games single-handedly that we don't really want to win right now. But Quentin Grimes coming in, he pretty much got the green light. Ain't nobody else on the team with the green light right now. Right. Pretty much everybody got the green light, but he's the only one that can really been in the league for some years and is able to do it. But Quentin Grimes, man, what you seen out of him the last month and a half? What you thinking? Should we stash him or should we really just trash him and just take this as an anomaly? How you playing now?
I mean, I definitely feel like we should stash, but I mean, or for like this. The only reason you think about trashing him is because you just worried about our guards being too small. You're talking about height. You know what I'm saying? But to your point, it's like he's definitely played well. It's like no way you're gonna trash that. I mean, he's played very well in his trash season. He has played good enough to stash.
I believe he's played good enough to stash. I doubt he'll ever see minutes like this on his roster. But it's good to know that he can produce in that type of manner or fashion. I would like the stash. I like players that have shown they can play on this level and can be efficient on this level. And I watched a game where he had me mad but happy at the same time. Like, this boy is hooping.
Yeah.
So we can go ahead and stash him, but
I mean, we should probably trash him, bench him, should I say, for the season. I say trash instead of bench.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you win the games, you ain't supposed to. We know you're nice. We know it, but we can't.
Yeah, we don't need you balling like you like. It's great. We got it. We believe in you now. So you can pull back a little bit because we need to lose these games.
We're good. We guaranteeing the rest of your contract, Grimes. You're fine.
Right. You can. So
relax, please.
Right.
Please relax.
Right.
You know what's good for you because you win 1 or 2 more games. I don't know if people gonna be happy to see you around.
See, I'm gonna say this though. I don't know what his contract is, right? And I understand why he's balling and why a lot of other people are balling, because this other thing is that he's helping for other teams to try to go after him and stuff like that. So I get that, you know what I'm saying? But it just doesn't help us. So I feel like the team needs to like bench this dude, like not keep playing him the minutes they're playing him if we try to lose games. Because he's going to do what he do, and he balls. So
he's balling. So yeah, we both agree to stash him unless he slow down, boy. That's all we're gonna say. We're gonna move on to the next person.
Tank.
Little tank. This guy been around for a little minute. We ain't gonna do the whole roster. We just gonna do some players that's been kind of like on the bubble. Ricky Council the third, man. Ricky Council the third.
Trash.
Trash. I had high hopes for him coming into this season, man. I did.
Why?
I thought he was gonna put it together. Athleticism, being able to shoot. I don't know. It seemed like it's just not clicking. It's not clicking for him. It seems like nice wild card to have, but I don't. For some reason, Nurse don't trust him, and I don't know. Maybe put him in the farm system. But if we had to make a decision on trash or stash for a roster spot, then I'm sorry, bro. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and say trash, Ricky Council.
I need somebody to tell me. I felt like that last year. I need some. I know.
He showed flashes, bro. He can get to the cup. He can shoot it okay. Good defender. But it's like he has these lapses in plays that where it's like, what are you doing? Like,
so he's like that girl that you see at the club. In the club, she look great. Oh my gosh, the lights is dark. So
bad.
And then you put it in the light. You're like, oh, it's like that with him, man. But it was more to me. I saw more of him in the light. It felt like than I saw him in the dark. I just didn't see what y'all saw. I don't know.
You seen that he wasn't it even when the lights was off.
Right.
I'm cool off that. Let me just get past you. Says no. Let me get past you. I ain't even gonna act like I want it. But okay.
So, we both. I don't know what y'all saw, but I got you. I'm glad y'all woke me up on my side.
Ricky, you both gonna trash Ricky Council the third. I'm not saying you trash, bro, but you need a little bit more development to play consistent minutes. We getting into the thick of it now. We got a few left. Andre Drummond, a decision got to be made on this guy. Trash or stash. He's supposed to be the perfect Embiid backup. Ain't really been available this year. What you thinking about Drummond?
Well, dang. When you say that, when you say that last part, it's like you trying to gear me towards a certain way.
I'm just saying.
And I'm gonna take the bait, trash, because based on what you just said, you're right. He has not really been dependable injury-wise. Like he should have been playing way more games for the fact that Embiid was out. Mm-hmm. And it's like he was out almost as much as Embiid. So yeah, to that point, man, you're right. Trash. Yeah. Trash.
I'm trashing him too. I ain't even going to explain much. I don't know if he's as hungry as he used to be.
Bring back
problems. You need a dependable piece. Right. He said, "Bring back the white." There's a whole nother set of things that's gonna come with the white.
Oh no!
But bring back a dependable piece to put behind Embiid. Yes. We don't need a shaky piece behind Embiid.
Yes.
So for that reason alone, I'm gonna say trash. Not too much to be said about that. This one piece, player coach right now, Kyle Lowry.
Oh, you just wanted
trash or stash? What we doing, Kyle Lowry?
Is he? He's too old to even be in this joint, man. Come on, man. But
antique closet.
Can I put Stash as a coach? No,
if he doesn't dress and really has on a suit and tie, yes. Not as a roster spot. Not as a player.
As a roster spot. As a roster spot, trash. As a roster spot, trash.
We both on the same page there.
But I would like to stash him as a coach. If he would retire and just be a coach, he's like, he has a good, great basketball mind. So yeah, but nah, it's trash.
I don't even know if we need to talk about this guy, but Eric Gordon. We only got 2 more left. Eric Gordon.
Trash. I mean,
trash for me too. I mean,
yeah.
It was one of them players we signed that's just like, let's sign the old guy. Maybe he can get a bucket here and there.
Yeah,
you're a year older, you're gonna get younger. I'm not trying to get older next year. We already got old stars as it is. And then last but not least, Kelly Oubre Jr. Trash or stash, man?
I still feel like that's a stash. I still feel like he's a stash. I don't feel like he's. I mean, who you getting? Tell me if you gotta tell me who you getting better than him for this team for me to trash him. So I say stash. He's played good for us. He hasn't played terrible. Just a terrible team.
I think this whole team just lost focus, lost the want to after they seen where the season was going, and he's not exempt from that. I would have liked him to remain more professional and more consistent, even throughout the ups and downs. But I can't really blame nobody for what how this season's been going. So I'm not going to trash Kelly. He's a Swiss Army knife. Will go great next to superstars.
Right.
I'm going to stash Oubre as well. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't going to name any more players because to me, the rest of them is like, borderline G League players. But do you have somebody that you want to mention that I didn't mention?
Nah. I think you got the main guys. I mean, yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, so that was the first ever 76ers edition of Trash or Stash, and we going bring this back and bring this around when training camp come for the Eagles, for the Sixers, for other things. So Trash or Stash, that's a good segment, man. So 76ers front office, y'all want to know what to do? Just replay the last 10 minutes of this clip, and make the decisions we see it, and we'll be all right. We'll be all right. But that was the 76ers. We don't have too much 76ers content. Like we said, they play the San Antonio Spurs tomorrow night. Watch it if you're brave. If you ain't got absolutely nothing else to do, nothing else to watch, which shouldn't be the case because we are at a special time of the year, which is March Madness. Let the madness begin. Oh, man, people all over the country get excited for this. It don't have the same nostalgia it used to, but it's here, man. How you feeling about March Madness this year?
Man, I mean, same as I feel every year. It's very interesting to watch. You like the buzzer beaters, you like the drama and stuff like that, and you hope that the games are close and that they come down to the wire. You're going to get some upsets and all that. So I picked Auburn to win it all. So we'll see.
You're looking good now. They beat Creighton earlier,
right?
I mean, they beat Alabama State.
State, which ain't yeah. So yeah.
They play Creighton next round. Creighton beat Louisville. So yeah, you're right, man. I just like looking at the highlights. I like the passion that's played around this time of the year because it's like win or go home, literally. Some of these guys are seniors going into the workforce, going to work on the train or whatever they're going to go do, going to go sell stuff door to door. And they like, listen, we got to make this work right now. And I just love the intensity that's played with. I love seeing all the highlights of the buzzer beaters. It just get crazy around this time of the year, man. I used to make it my business to watch every game, even if I was at work. I used to be on work like, let me see. But it ain't quite like that now for me. But it is a good time of the year. It'll be something to watch for the next 3 weeks. And I don't really have a prediction for who's going to win it all. Let me look at this bracket real quick because my team is not even in it. Syracuse, nope, they're not in it.
Oh, okay, because I thought you was talking about Bloomsburg. I was about to say, well, I don't think they'll ever be in it, right?
I'll have you know, if they gave Bloomsburg a berth, it'll get real dark for the country. You talk about a Cinderella story.
Right.
You want to talk about a team out of nowhere?
Yeah, out of nowhere. That's good. That's good. Yeah. That's a good point by that. Out of nowhere. Yeah, this is good. I'm glad your mic got cut off. That it froze.
On my shirt. We know for
should have got frozen. We should actually we should sign out because that point, you know.
I see HBCUs in the tournament, but
I'm just saying, Hampton was in there before. I remember seeing Bloomberg. I'm still looking. I haven't seen. I'm just saying, but yeah, Syracuse. Let's go with Syracuse. Go ahead.
What have you done for me lately?
Meanwhile, back on the ranch, Syracuse.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, Syracuse. So let me look and tell you who I like to win. If Syracuse is not in it, then I got to rock with North Carolina. They one of the first four in. So yeah, I like North Carolina to go ahead. Yeah, I don't got that many college teams. I like Syracuse. I like North Carolina. So I'm gonna rock with my teams. And I haven't watched too many teams play this year, so I can't really give you a true rundown of what we think. But we'll tap in on the results as it goes on. Sweet 16, Elite 8, and all that stuff. So follow us, tap in with us if y'all want to follow that. But yeah, man, we getting to the point that where we are reaching the conclusion of the No Box Sports Podcast, episode 22 in season 2. And if you don't know what that means this is our second season, which means we got a whole first season that you can go watch. If you running out of things to watch, I know CP3 give watch recommendations every now and then, but if you're running out of things to watch, go back to the first season and see how we was reacting when the Eagles went on that down slide at the end of the season, because we was there. We had to be there all the way towards the end, and then progressed up to season 2 where we became the Super Bowl champions, and that's what we are today, the Super Bowl champions, man. So go ahead, watch them back episodes. Like I said, this has been the No Box Sports Podcast, brought to you by No Box Entertainment, and I am your host, in case you forgot, the one and only Uncle Doug.
And I'm the original CP3.
The original CP3, and you better not ever forget it. And make sure y'all go follow us. If y'all haven't noticed, our social medias are floating at the bottom of the screen. You can go tap in with us right now, and if you want. Right now. But we got a lot of content coming for y'all. We got some exciting news coming for y'all about possible collaborations, man. And it's just going to be a good time. Y'all know it's a good time when y'all pull up and watch this on Prime, So until next time, what we going to do is holler at y'all and throw a dollar at y'all. We appreciate y'all time. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all here with us. And we returning, and that's something you can trust. And we gonna holler.
Tell him how you feel. Tell him what kind of hell you've been catching, and let him know that if he's not ready to clean his house up.
Hold on, let me get this over.
If he's not ready to clean his house up,
God,
he shouldn't have a house. Should catch on fire and burn down.
Yo, you out of control.